All right, everybody. Hello, welcome to my video. Today, I'm going to be showing you how to upload brand new characters, or possibly if you don't have any. Hey, Pivotal Studio. Thanks for coming in. Yes, you are first. So, if you do not have a character design or drawings, like I said, Oi Oi will be able to generate that for you. So apologies for the last stream where I kept saying a lot. I tend to do that whenever I get nervous. So I forgot to count how many times I said but whatever, it doesn't matter. So this time I'm not as nervous, so hopefully I don't say Sometimes it happens without me knowing. Anyway, so here we go. Right now, I just did it. Crap. Anyway, so one of the recommendations I would suggest, let's say if you're creating a brand new project, right? And before I get into any more detail, I want to give some shout outs. Shout out to the Pivotal Studio for liking and watching my content ever since the very first episode. So I appreciate that. And both him and I are going to have a very big surprise because I just got done finishing my last episode, or the season finale of season 2 of Recorpus. And I changed the date. I'm going to release it early. It's going to come out October 6th of this year. Originally, I know I said last video it was going to be January 16th. So if you see this video, yes, I'm releasing it early. So yes, so shout out to Pivotal Studio. Go ahead and check out the content. And the reason why I wanted to do these live stream, and if you want to know how I create the anime, I can you can go to the last live stream video. It'll show you how exactly I do it. So if you want to replicate it that way and use agents, you can do it that way. But if you have a different method, like let's say if you use ChatGPT or whatever sort of storyboard thing that you would use where you do it manually, I believe they have an option for that too. You just have to kind of start the project. So I believe they do have different ways. Like I said, when you start using Oii Oii, you're going to have to get used to it. I know it took me a while to get used to it. The very first episode, I was struggling a lot with it because like I said, I've never made one of these before. So it was, I'm pretty sure that some people would go, you know what? I want to make this. And then they just kind of give up because they realize how difficult it is. But not me. I kept on pushing and pushing and pushing. So there you go. So I just got also done with the anime opening intro to season 3, which it looks amazing. I finally got to use Pro. I was hesitant to use Pro, and I finally used it. And boy, I should have used that a long time ago. But anyway, it is what it is. Happy to be here. Some amazing episodes, and don't even sweat the ums. There's not that many. That's very kind of you to say, but I think I did count a lot of ums, but I didn't actually count them. I just noticed that there was quite a lot. But anyway, whatever. It is what it is. So I am going to show you on how to upload brand new characters because, like I said, from the last video, I use the assets, which is basically kind of like a library storage, which I can kind of show you an example here. So when you click on the assets, it'll show like all the characters here that you have saved, and like I said, you have to add them when you do upload a brand new character, there's going to be like a little red button or not red, but pink button that'll say add to assets, and then they'll all be stored here. So that's how you do that. So let's say, for example, so my recommendation is, because when I first, I believe it was I didn't start using the assets until I want to say about maybe episode 4 or 5. It was either one of those. So what I used to do before was I would upload characters one by one, and that usually took the longest to do. Besides the script uploading, which I had to do 3 parts of it, which I'm sure you'll see in the example of the last video, it was a pain in the ass. So let's just pretend like if you start so you could do 2 ways. You can either go to start creating, or you can just go to this box right here and say, I want to just create or upload characters and just have a not start a project, but I just want to have something to have my characters. So you can either do it those 2 ways, but since I already have one right here, a character list for each season, I'm going to click here. So this is basically like my quote unquote folder where I store all of the characters. So in this particular folder is going to have all the characters from season 3. There's 3 characters left that I haven't uploaded. So as you could see here, there's, quite a bunch right here. Oh, they added 3 sections now? Oh, no, no, no. This is just some weird side thing. I don't know. They added that. I'm not really a fan of that. But anyway. So, like I said, as an example here, so let's say this whole thing is going to be black, or not black, but a blank, right? Then that's when you would type here, which I will show you an example of. So if you want to add the characters to assets, it'll be this button right here. So, but I'll show you. Sorry. Okay. And of course, I'm going to be adding the upload voice, or do the upload voice. Oh yeah, right here. Add to assets. That's going to be the one. So let's say this will be a good example to kind of show the blank slate right here. So because I use agent, obviously I have to type it. But if you do it a different way, I believe, and I'm only assuming, it'll look something like this here. And then you can just sort of play around with it or whatever. Or maybe it'll look like this, and then you can kind of adjust it however you want. So, but anyway, so let's just start with this. So I'm going to start uploading this first character. So let's just pretend like this is blank right here. And you go, okay, I got to upload my characters or whatever. Or if you, like I said, if you don't have your sketches or designs or whatever, they can do it for you. But since I already have my designs or whatever, I'm going to do it that way. So I could put, so I would type here, so I would type here is a character I would like to add to the roster. And the reason why I type it like this is because I mentioned in the last video, you have to be very specific with Oii Oii, because I noticed that when I just typed, here's my character, his or her name is blah, 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 here's the main image or whatever, it wouldn't add these boxes here with the name and the profile. It would just kind of just set it to the side, similar to like it'll just look like this. And we don't want that, because if you're going to create an episode, then you're going to need this, because this has all the information that this workflow is going to work with, that this generator is going to work with. So anyway, here is a character I would like to add to the roster. His name is, hold on, I have to go to the folder. You'll see why I'm laughing, or maybe you'll get an idea. Okay, his name is Gary Manson. And here's the thing. If you have, let's say, 2 versions of a character, I would recommend being civilian or whatever kind of thing you to show that that's, or normal or whatever. And if you have, like, let's say in my case, like an armored version, then you would put in parentheses armored. And when you write your script for whatever episode or project you're going to work on, whether if it's like a 5-minute episode or 20-minute episode or whatever, you want to make sure you put this entire thing. So for example, if I have a scene with Nathan Johnson, and I want the armored version, then you want to put like Nathan Johnson parentheses armored shoots a bunch of monsters and says, "Eat lead, you piece of shit," or whatever. Then it'll pop this one. If you just put Nathan Johnson, it'll put either one of these guys in. So you see the Nathan Johnson civilian here and the Nathan Johnson armored. The AI will get confused, and sometimes it'll put the civilian version or the armored version. So when you write a script, be very specific, okay? But like I said, if you just have a character like this new one I'm putting in, Gary Manson, then obviously, you don't need to put anything specific, obviously. So there you go. Just thought I'd throw that crap in there. So, all right, his name is Gary Manson, is where I left off. Then you could do period. Here is his main image. Then you go to upload or just click on the plus sign. And then obviously you're going to want to go to where the file is located. So in this case, sorry, I'm trying to do this as quick as possible. Season 3, blah, 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 blah. Okay, Gary Manson. Then you put in the person's main image, and then it's going to upload in this little corner here. Now, before, Oii Oii used to automatically just put the image in, but I guess because there was some sort of a glitch, which I never had an issue with it, but I guess apparently other users had, you have to click on the Q button here, which you'll see right here underneath. So you got to click on that and it'll place it right there. And you want to make sure that, let's say the main image, make sure you put that after where you type main image. So that way the AI agent will know that this photo is going to be the main image. And then I go to space, and here is his concept art. And then same thing, go to upload, and then you just upload the concept art. And then once it's done uploading, which usually takes, okay, there we go, takes a little bit. Then click on the queue again. Then it'll add after concept art. Then you click on this button or hit enter, I think, but I just usually click on it. And then, of course, it's going to start working on it. Okay. The parentheses in the name to distinguish the different variants of the characters is a good strategy. This also allows for outfit swaps in the middle of the scenes too. Yes, that definitely helps because, especially, I hope this isn't too much of a spoiler, but when you get to season 2, I found a technique on how to um, have the characters from their civilian form transform into their armored form. And it's a great way to do that too. So, for example, if you have in your script that says, for example, Carl Mason parentheses civilian transforms into Carl Mason parentheses armored, then it'll show like a transformation process. Of course, you got to type in like a transformation shot or something like that, because for a script, or if you're writing an episode, you got to be, you got to have like various specific things that you want the prompts to do, especially if you have a specific vision on how you want your episodes or project or whatever you're working on to look. So, we all have a vision that we want to work on. So now we have we have Carrie Manson here. So as you could see here, yeah, I don't know why it says Big Mike. It's not Big Mike, but it's fine. It's not gonna change the name to Big Mike or anything like that. So his name's gonna be Gary Manson. So, oh man. Okay, so then afterwards, normally if you start a project, let's say if, for example, for me, I was gonna start episode 23, and I input all the characters, whatever. the Face ID will automatically be generated by the AI agents. But since this is technically a season 3 character folder or archive, we're going to have to do it manually. So just click on generate, or if you have a photo of the person's face here, you can upload it as well. So this person, I'm going to probably write something in the script when they get into the lab. They'll look around the lab, and this person's going to be constantly eating all the time. So whether if it's chips or pizza or hot dog or burritos or chimichangas or something, he's always going to be pulling something out of his pocket. One of the dialogues I was thinking about him saying, as soon as he looks around the lab, he's going to say, "What is this? Some sort of artificial intelligence shit show?" So, what is the advantage of uploading both the concept art and the white sheet image, like the big Mike Gary Manson here? Well, that's a great question. Thank you for that. So the advantage is that you'll be able to have all the angles. So let's say if you had a specific I said again. Let's say if you have a specific, I don't know, let's say a character that you have that has a specific type of jacket, right? And you have specific patches or lettering or whatever it is, and it's on the back. So I guess best example, let's say if you have like a president of a motorcycle club and they have the name the Reapers or something like that, right? So when you have that design, the concept art will take every angle, and it'll know based on the concept art that the back of the jacket or the vest will say the name of whatever it is. So it'll keep that consistent. So it's just another addition to help the character look consistent, or at least a better chance of being consistent. And there you go. So that's the advantage. So that's what it is. So because versus, let's say if I had that same concept art, then it'll just probably generate from one scene, it'll say, I don't know, Iron Eagle or something like that. And then on some other scenes, when let's say if you get a back shot of that same character, it'll say something random like it's just a good advantage to consistent. And if there's multiple different angles, then you can it'll help with the process as well. So I hope that answered your question. So that's one of the advantages, at least in my opinion. And I did notice, but I'm not 100% sure. I think you are not able to, let's say if you didn't want to do a concept art, I don't think you have a choice in the matter. At least with this AI agent process. I don't know if it's the same thing when it comes to doing it manually. I think I've seen people, or I've seen it or I might have tried to do the manual part, but that was like so long ago, even before I did the first episode, that I think you could do it without the concept art. But when it comes to this here, if you don't have a concept art, they're going to make for you based on the main image. So it's going to be there regardless if you want it or not. So there you go. So yeah, again, I'm gonna test out the upload voice, maybe do like some sort of a test, or you know what? Maybe we could probably do that tonight. I'm not sure. All right, so on to the next character then, because I now that I have a total of 4 more characters left, because like I said, I've already uploaded most of the character. Well, no, no, no. I have to also do the enemies as well, but I don't want to spoil the enemies. I only wanted to debut this guy for a specific reason. And let's move on to the next character. So let me see what the next character is here. There we go. Okay, so getting him ready. I have another character to add to the roster. His name is Kenneth Embers. Here is his main image. And then again, we do the main image here. Sadly, these characters I'm about to sadly, these characters that I'm about to upload won't appear until like probably the towards the end of the season 3. Not like on the very last episode, but I want to say maybe like if when there's 4 more episodes left or something like that. So, yeah. So let's go ahead. Oh wait, no, I have to see. I almost fucked up. All right. Here and here is his concept art. We're going to put up his concept art. Okay. And then we'll go and upload that. I think out of all the times I've done this, I've never measured or took the time to see how long it takes. Oh, it's actually pretty quick. Yeah, before when I had to do this one at a time, before I'm not sure if it was I'm not sure if they didn't have the assets before or if I just was ignorant to them or I wasn't even aware of the how to do the assets or whatever. Definitely the longest process besides writing the script and submitting the script to Oii Oii, the longest process was uploading the characters because I had to do them one at a time and including the enemies too. So let's go ahead and generate the Kenneth numbers. Yes. And then this person, I think I'll have him say something along the lines of, okay, because yeah, so when he comes into the lab, I'll probably I don't want to make it too obvious of like because I don't want to do like a fourth wall breaking type of thing, unless if it's like my ending bloopers that I do. Yeah, and by the way, I don't know if I mentioned this already from the last video. The endings of each episode, I call them the weird random blooper scenes. Obviously those are outtakes that I put in, and that's why they're there because those were just random scenes that would happen. I don't, it's so weird and random. So I just figured, oh, you know what? I'll just make it a thing. I'll kind of do what movies and shows do. The day Kenneth and Gary come out is going to be incredibly humorous. Yes, but I still have one more character. I'm still trying to figure out in the script what he's going to say because I don't want him to say, like, oh, holy slopathon, or I don't know. I want him to say something that's like that's kind of realistic. You know what I mean? But also kind of throws in that Easter egg as well. I don't know. I'm trying to think. But anyway, let's go ahead and add in the third character. So here is another character to add to the roster. His name is, hold on, let me get him ready. That's another thing too. You got to make sure your characters are that you got, everything ready. Dwayne Carlson. Here is his main image. And then got to upload the image here. I know I apologize that if this seems pretty boring, but this is what I do. but it's not boring to me because this is actually very fun for me. I love doing this stuff. I used to play video games a lot. I haven't even last time I played a video game was like 6 months ago, or maybe almost a year. I don't even know, but I've just been doing this a lot. So let's see, and then here is his concept art. Okay. So let's go ahead and add that. Yeah, so I don't know. I'm think because I already know basically what Gary Manson's gonna say, but as far as Kenneth Embers, maybe I'll say holy macaroni. No, but that's used a lot by Robin though, from Batman and Robin, the old school shows, I guess. I don't know, something like holy. Maybe I'll just say holy slopathon. Fuck it. Holy slopathon. Quit while you're behind, tank lady. I don't know. I got to think of that one. Definitely not. Oh, let me see. Something admirable that's in line with the reference. There's time to come up with something good. They never have any shortage of such comments to hurl after all. So there's much to pick from. Definitely not boring. This is the reality of the situation. Ha 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 face. Yep, that is true. Alrighty. And then for him, I think when he arrives in the lab, he's probably here's another thing too. It cracks me up that it says athlete geek. I didn't even write that. That's just what came up. Anyway, okay, let's generate the face ID. I think for him, his is kind of easy because it's like I was thinking he could say something when they, whenever I have my like new characters that pop up, obviously they show the character and the name will pop up in like a lightning flash sort of a thing that I always like is now like a signature thing that I do. I think for him, I'm gonna say, "What is this place?" I don't. Okay, I don't want to. Okay, I'll just say it in my normal voice. Um, What is this place? It doesn't look like a place that makes light bulbs. It looks more like they make nuclear bombs or something. Anyway, okay. Now for the uh I think for the episode where these three guys are going to be featured on the weird and random ones cuz I ran out of because I think I had about maybe yeah, I had about 22 random scenes that I had saved from whenever I was like creating episodes and scenes from, obviously from episodes 1 through like I don't know, 9 or 10 or something like that. And I obviously had 22 of them and I just figured, okay, well I'm going to just use them up. No, I'm sorry, just 21 because episode 22 I didn't have anymore. I ran out. So I just made a blooper or weird random scene or something like that. So now I'm just going to make them now. So this time I'll make them on purpose instead of just throwing them on there. So yeah. Okay. So now to, yeah, yeah. What I was going to say was that for the random scene for these guys, I might probably do like a sort of a quick, short little Three Stooges episode featuring these guys. Obviously, this guy is going to be Curly. This guy will be Larry, and this guy will be Mo. Probably, I don't know, or maybe this guy will be Mo. I have no idea. I'll have to figure that out. And then it's going to be in black and white. It'll be like a quick little, I don't know, 2 3 minute thing, kind of like a bonus sort of a thing. Anyway, so we're going to add the last character for this entire season. And some of you may know this character, and some of you may not. But if you do know this character, that's because you are subscribed to his channel, which, speaking of subscribing, please don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel and click on the notification bell. Ding! Okay, douchiness over. All right. Here is another character to add to the roster. His name is, I'm just going to type it because maybe it'll be a surprise. Civilian. Here is his main image, and we're going to put his main image up. Where is it at? Oh, yeah, right here. There we go. Okay, add to queue. And here is his concept art. We're going to put up the concept art, make sure I've seen that character somewhere. I heard he pushes hard. He sure does. I mean, come on. I've seen his fights. Let me see. So while we wait for that to load, which usually, like I said, it's pretty quick. Yeah, I think it'll pop up here because usually it does like 2 sections. There we go. Yes, Zetsubo. Or I don't know if the proper pronunciation would be Zetsubo. Omae wa no kyono no katote. Yeah, so if you guys aren't familiar with this character, this is the character that is on the Pivotal World. And yeah, he's quite a character. I really like this character. He also does a lot of fighting. Again, if you want to see this character, go to the Pivotal Studio or at the Pivotal Studio on his YouTube channel. Very good videos. The minisodes are awesome. And oh, thank you. The pronunciation was spot on. Thank you. So yeah, I was fortunate enough to have gone on the Pivotal Studios live stream, and we had been talking quite a bit, and he's a really good dude. He's a really nice guy. And I asked him if it would be okay, because I like this character so much, if I can borrow him to use for maybe, I want to say maybe about like 4 or 5 episodes. Again, I haven't written the script out yet. So it depends on what happens. So it'll be anywhere from like 3, 4, 5 episodes probably. Kind of like how Marvel/Disney borrows Spider-Man from Sony. So, and he said yes, and yeah, but that's not all. Oh yeah, we got to make sure we do the Face ID. I know, I realized I said twice. My uhs kind of sound like Butthead from Beavis and Butthead, which I kind of noticed when I was editing the live stream from the last one. Yeah, really. All right, so while that's generating, we can go ahead and do the next one. Here is the next character to add to the roster. His name is Zetsubo. Armored. Because again, if you want to have the different people, well, not different, but different variations, you know, you got to make sure you do that. At least with this. This is this like my weird way of figuring that out. So, and to be fair, I did not create this armor. Pivotal, or AKA Zetsubo, AKA Jason, is the one that created this. Of course, going based off of the Recorpus armor style, and but I said anyway, you know what? Feel free to use it. It's yours because each character based on the lore, the armor can own the armor is embedded into their body and they can summon their armor. So it's obviously customized for each character based on their personality, whatever weapon they use is also based on their personality and etc. etc. So yeah. You know what? I forgot to type here. You know what? Hold on. If you make a mistake like I just did just now, just click on this, I guess. Or I think you can type here. But yeah, just type in front of it. Here is his main image. Let me check on the chat real quick. The crossover of the century in the world of anime. Super excited for season 3. Oh yeah, no, I'm sure you're gonna definitely love season 3. I'm pretty sure you're gonna love season 2. I'm actually proud of season 2. The thing with season 2 though is that I did use mainly Sea Dance Fast because it's only 50 credits per generation. And because of the pro, or some of them call it Sea Dance 2.0 Pro, or just Sea Dance 2.0 or whatever, I thought it was gonna be expensive, and so when I got done with season 2, just to kinda just, do fast, I was like, "You know what?" While I was doing the anime intro for season 3, I decided, "You know what? I'm just gonna use Pro, fuck it," and I'm just gonna do it, and when I did it, I was like, "Holy shit, that looks really, really good." Very, very good. I Like I said, I was like, "Oh, man, I should have used this a long time ago." But then again, I when I very first started the very first episode, which don't get me wrong, I'm still proud of the first episode, especially coming from a newbie that's never even made something like this before. I think it's you know, pretty good for what it is, and plus, it's a very first episode. I mean, you can go to South Park, for example. Look at their first episode versus season 30, whatever it is. I don't even know how many seasons are out right now, but I know it's still going. They've been airing since the 90s. So yeah, definitely important to have them named separately in the manual method. It's just as important to have them distinguished somehow. Transformations, progressive damage, all that becomes possible. Fast is still great. Video pushed the previous season forward, so the transition to Fast is bound to be great. Have you tried Vdoo? I thought you said, because I think if I remember correctly, you said you never used Vdoo, right? The first episode is what drew me in, so it stands tall on its own. The pier is legendary and can never be forgotten. Yeah, that is true because the sign, the pier, appears everywhere. Like I said, because they didn't have the background or scene design background options until I want to say episode 3, which I think by episode 3 I do remember that I did put in backgrounds, but I had to manually put it in or type it to the agent and say, "Hey, I got backgrounds," and then they would put it in. I think by either episode 4 or 5, they that's when they added, like, the format, or they added like a section where, or I'm sorry, they added an agent that was specifically named the scene designer. So, yeah, there you go. Never tried Vdo, just VO, Sora, and C Dance. I only have what you've put out to draw on in terms of Vdo experience. Oh, okay. I was just asking because I saw here it said Vdo pushed the previous season forward, so the transition to fast is bound to be great. So that's why I was asking. Okay. What you've put out to draw on in terms of the Vdo. Okay. So let's see here. Oh yeah, that's right. Here is his main image, and I already had put it. And here is his concept art. And of course, I'm going to put in the concept art. Okay. Alrighty. So we're going to do that. By the way, I don't know if I mentioned it already. I know it says on your page that people can call you either Pivotal or Zetsubo or Jason, but how would you like me to call you? Like, I'm sure you're gonna say, "Oh, you can call me whichever," but I don't know. I don't want to just pick and choose. So I don't know. Maybe you can tell me, "Hey, you can call me Pivotal, or you can call me Zitsubu, or you can call me Jason." Whichever. But yeah, I meant to say that this is a really cool design, man. Really, really great design. Props off to you. And it definitely looks like something I would have for sure have done as well. And the fact that you took the time to do this is pretty cool. It's pretty amazing. Yeah, that's some cool looking armor, man. And like I said, feel free to just keep it. Use it for maybe a project that you're gonna work on, maybe the one that, you said you were gonna make either a movie or I have no preference. You can call me whatever you want, dude. Alright, I'm gonna call you Zenith Ether then. I'm just kidding. I'm just joking, I'm joking. I mean, I guess I'll call you Tetsubo. Huh, wait a minute. Huh, that's weird. This is sometimes, okay, so I guess it's kinda good that this happened. So, I remember distinctly that Zetsubo did not give me this image where it had the character name, or at least I don't think he did. Let me just double check because yeah, no, no, no. Okay, so if that ever happens, what you can do, I don't know. I just don't like having any kind of text or anything like that when it comes to like image. Like, and that's another thing too. So I forgot to mention from the last video. So one time I had a character. Uh, well, it was Nathan, but I don't feel like scrolling back to Nathan. Okay, so let's pretend like there's this guy right here, right? The reason why I have white backgrounds for the main image is because, for example, with Nathan specifically, Nathan Johnson civilian, I just put up the photo where I was like, oh, well, I don't have a photo of Nathan with a white background. I just have him in at a bus stop where it's raining, right? So the problem with that though was that after I had generated a video, which was for episode 2, and then some other episodes, everywhere whenever Nathan would show up, it would be raining. Like, even if it was indoors, like, if he went to somebody's house or he went to go inside of, like, a store or something like that, it would be raining in the store, and I'm like, "Why the fuck does it keep raining?" And I realized it's because the photo I uploaded had rain in there. And sometimes, and because I didn't think about it, that there was a but he was waiting at a bus stop, there would just be a bus stop in the middle of the liquor store. So, as an example, so if I let's say if there was like a bunch of like, I don't know, if it was a room or something, like his bedroom, and there was all kinds of trash and, a bunch of potato chip bags and boxes of pizza and all that crap, or, maybe a condom with some white liquid in it, then it's just going to show all those items when it's not supposed to. So, yeah, let me see. I'm excited for the day that armor comes out here. It's going to be such a tragic but legendary episode. Though, wait, why do you say tragic? Is there something that I'm not aware of that's gonna happen in one of my episodes? I haven't even written it out yet, but I don't know. I'm just kidding. The white sheet shouldn't have had the text on there, so it looks like perhaps Oi Oi gives it modifications sometimes. Well, yeah, that's true, but it's more like a glitch. So, a bus stop in the middle of a liquor store. Yep, that did happen. So obviously, you know what? I should have probably, now that I think about it, I should have probably kept that as one of the bloopers. But I was like so irritated and annoyed that I just, didn't think about it at the time. So yeah. Oh, so if this happens with the text, just replace it. So you could just click on replace, and then the file thing will pop up, which I'm pretty sure it's not going to show up on your guys' thing, but you just go back to the main image and it'll replace it. So this is obviously what we want. So, yeah. I don't know why I did that. Sometimes it does stupid crap like that. So, we're going to generate the face ID, and of course, and this is what I'm talking about. So if you want to keep the folder or keep like a list in the assets section here, that's where you this comes in handy. So add to assets. So we're going to go ahead and do that now. Okay. Add Setsubo. Kangeawananai no Nazetsubo. Add to add to assets. Okay. Let me zoom out a bit because I'm pretty sure I haven't added any of the other characters. Yeah. So add assets. And so that's what you want to do. Like you want to add every single character to assets so that way once you start creating your project, you don't have to do this long process of having to upload these characters one at a time. Cuz trust me, I mean, look, like I said, I've created all these characters and it took a long time. Like imagine 5 seasons worth of characters, okay? And there's new characters that come in just so that way they could die or whatever. Or there's character developments and all that stuff. Like you can imagine how many characters I already have in total. And on top of that, I added 3 new characters because for the hell of it, to kind of get my revenge a little bit. I know I shouldn't dwell, but I can't help it. I gotta let out. I could end up, you know, getting some weapons and having a coat like this, I guess. But I don't want to do that. I don't want to go to prison and be somebody's bitch. So this is the only other alternative I can think of for these three. Yeah. So very excited for Zetsubo. Yeah. Let me see. Just checking out my episode here in the TPW, which stands for the Pivotal World. My apologies. Oh, okay, okay, okay. I see. I'm excited for. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, no, I would be like, I'm very excited and would really like to see what happens. Like, for while you're using that armor. So that which is cool. Like I'm pretty excited about that as well to see like what you do. And like I said, whatever whatever characters you wanna take, or borrow, like, from mine to use for yours, like, feel free, man. I can give you the stuff to use and all that good jazz. So, yeah, and then let me see, how much time do we got here? Okay, so it's around 50 minutes. The hatred is released admirably in season 3. Yes. Oh my god. I just found it so funny that that one guy, like, just kept coming back to leave comments. I'm like, "Okay, well, for a guy that hates this, why do you keep coming back?" Like, why do you keep coming back? That doesn't make sense to me. If you hate it, you wouldn't even bother coming back. But anyway, so there you go. So that's how you guys do it. Like I said, so let me zoom out a bit. I still have more characters to add, but I'm just basically wanted to show you guys how to upload new characters because trust me, uploading and having to use this platform is takes getting used to. It took me quite a while to get used to it, and I think by the time I did get used to it was obviously episode 2 because I was trying to like experiment and see what I can improve on. So it was a real challenge for me. Now, I could obviously be like these people here and I'm sure there's like a software out there where I could just type in the prompt, "Hey, make me a 20-minute episode with an introduction and some cool music and make it 20 to 25 minutes and have an ending and just generate an episode and have story character developments." And then it does it, right? Like it makes me an episode and then I download it and I upload it on YouTube, right? Cuz that's how that works. Yeah. But anyway, that's all I wanted to show you guys, to show you how to upload the characters. I might probably make another live stream at some point, maybe starting something from scratch to kind of give you guys a better idea because like I said, there's different ways of doing these things. So I don't know. I'm trying to see which one is the create things manually one. Oh yeah, I forgot to say too. This is a brand new thing they put in, which is called item design. Now, I only found out about this because when I was making in the process of making episode 22, it asked me one of the agents asked me if I had some kind of a key card or a specific item that needed to be with a character, and I was like, "No, not that I could think of," because, whether if it's Kyle with the swords or whoever with whatever weapon, like, their weapons are already brandished on their main image or in their concept art. But I guess this is a great tool to use to actually, I kinda wanna Oh, okay. Huh, I might have to use this for season 3. Okay, because I just clicked on this, and I don't know if you guys can see this. It says, as an example text, it says, "Design an elven bow enchanted with frost magic effects." So, yeah, you can create weapons, you can create, shields or something, any kind of item that has to do with, I guess, a character just to maybe keep it consistent. Okay, yeah, that's brand new. Okay. Cool. It can be good for perhaps when a character picks up an item, say if they have to pick something up during a mission and then use it later. Yes, that is true. That is something I might probably do as well. Maybe like a key card or something. Yeah, yeah, no, that definitely would help because in I think in one of the episodes, I don't remember which one, but I think there was an episode where there was like I'm not gonna say what it was, but there was a specific item that, you keep things in, and when you open it up, I think on the next scene when the character was opening something up, it became a different type of box. So, it is what it is, whatever. Look, I'm not trying to hide the fact that I use AI to animate these things. Like, you know, did I did I sketch these characters and draw them? Yes. Did I make concept arts for them? Yes. Did I write the entire script, the entire 5 season, like, not obviously write the entire 5 seasons, but did I create a lore? Yeah, I have Word documents that created an entire lore, that created the concept for this entire thing, so I write everything, and, like I said, the things that I use that are for AI, obviously, I'm not very good at, like, you know, I don't know what you call it, or what do you call those people? Like the tracers, although I think that's more of like a derogatory term. Definitely not hiding the tool use. It's good to be trying to keep everything consistent and looking good. The tool is just helping bring the ideas to life. Yeah. Um. So the only things I mainly use AI for is, like when I draw the characters. Obviously, I'm not good at coloring because I'm not gonna use crayons or color pencil. So, I use like tools, whether if it's Gemini or ChatGPT, to color in the characters on how I want them. And and then obviously the animation itself, obviously it's AI because I don't have the necessary funds to have animation. I mean, do you know how expensive getting an animation team and a studio it's gonna cost? I don't have millions of dollars. And what's funny enough was when I had thought about this, I was thinking about contacting some people that know how to animate and, how to do animation. But the problem is that these people charge a lot of money. And when I see their examples, like, it's not that good. And I'm sorry, but I'm if I'm gonna create something and that I'm gonna be proud of, I want it to look good. And trust me, with even episode 1, if I wanted somebody to make it and it would be like episode 1, I guarantee you that would cost a shitload of money, okay? I actually there was actually a feed on my YouTube that I clicked on where there was this guy that was saying, "Hey, I decided to reanimate or redo like I think it was like Naruto or something like that." And he was like, I decided to draw it, and then I had AI do that same thing, and I wanted people to tell me which one looked better." And on the comments section, or at least what he had shown or what he had said, was that the comments said, "Yeah, technically the AI did it better, but you automatically get the win because you're human and you drew it," which, to be honest, his it looked fine. It looked pretty decent, okay? I'm not gonna lie. Like, I mean, I know that if I were to do the kind of quality that he did, it would take me a long time to get these 11 episodes done. But I don't know. It just it's not up to my standards, I have standards. But then, like, literally everybody in the comments section was like, "Yeah, technically the AI did a better job, way better job, but you automatically get the win because, like, you're human, man, and that automatically gets the win," which I don't understand. Well, no, I do understand. I get it, but at the same time is, why are the younger people nowadays acting like fucking hippies? Like, you know what I mean? Like, throughout history, people, like, whether if it's music or whatever, it's always been the older generation that would say, "Oh, I hate your music. Your music is, my back then people played real guitars, not sample things to make rap music. That's why I call it crap music. And so on and so on and so on throughout time. But this is only the only generation of young kids where they say, "Hey, AI is stupid. AI sucks, man. It's taking drinking water. It's killing the environment, man. Yeah, dude, it's killing the environment, bro. Like, yeah, I stand out in front of a building and hold up a sign that says, hey, because I want climate change. So I tell the climate, hey, climate change, because when I yell into the sky, it changes and gets better, man. Yeah, yeah, for those of you that say that kind of crap, like the nuclear bomb guy, talking about the environment, do y do you live in a house? Yeah. Guess what houses are made out of? Trees. Trees give oxygen. Do you drive a car? Yeah. So, which I highly doubt you drive a Tesla because you seem like the type that would call a Tesla a swastika. So, you're gonna drive a regular gas-powered car. Um, gasoline obviously exhausts fumes that hurt the ozone layer and hurts the environment. So I guess you don't drive a car. Um, what else? Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I guess to those people, you could go live out in the forest, but the problem is you're so used to buying Mickey D's or whatever junk food you want to buy that you're not going to survive out in the wilderness because you don't know how to start a fire. You don't know how to hunt. You don't know how to do any of this shit. So there you go. I just find that kind of funny. But anyway, enough of my ranting. This old boomer. Wait, no, I guess I'm not a boomer. It's the young people nowadays that are boomers. So now I get to say, get with the times, boomer. Get with the times, old man or old woman. Technology is advancing and you need to catch up with it. I don't know. It's like the guys that, like, back in the 1920s, I think, that would have to start their car with a metal wrench of some sort, and they gotta turn the engine to turn it on. Like, imagine if it was, like, younger guys saying, "Oh, I don't you've to hell with your stupid fucking car where you just have a key and you turn the ignition to turn it on. I like the the wrench where you stick it in front of the engine and you gotta fucking crank it for hours and hours just to get it to start. And you can ride it and it only goes like 10 miles an hour." Yeah. Let me see. This is the same like when things first. Oh, wait, hold on. Sorry. Where? Oh, wait, hold on. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. There we go. It also takes a boatload of time to produce a show properly with a team. The cost is astronomical and it takes a long time too. It's better to do it this way with how things are going. Yeah, for sure. I mean, especially with everything that's going on, like with the economy and everything, and with the tariffs. I mean, it's definitely when it happened, first of all, with my business, it definitely affected my business because I ship a lot of things overseas. Uh, Ever since this whole thing happened, when I ship things out, uh, like for example, to Mexico, like it kept coming back when before, like I had no issues sending it over there, all these problems. And then same thing when I shipped something to France or Germany, so yeah. So I mean, you gotta, make sure that everything you do is cost effective, and plus I'm just doing this for fun. If they didn't have this, I don't know, and if somebody were to say, "Hey, man, I'd respect you a lot more if you, like, had, got, like, an animation team together, bro, and, like, rented out a building to, like, have, like, a bunch of, like, whatever, like, or no, you don't even have to do that, dude, like, you can go on, like, a website where, like, you can, like, hire animators and stuff, and, of course, it would depend on, like, what tier you want, dude, like, if you want, like, South Park style or if you want, like, amateur hour, or if you want to have like a really good animation or whatever, then like, of course it's going to cost a lot of money, dude. But at least
it's gonna like, help the environment, man, It's gonna help the environment, dude. Anyway, soon soon enough, those full animation teams won't be worth it. Yeah, exactly. Technically, the AI did a way better job. Like amazing, but with you win because you're a guy that did it. Yeah, that's exactly what they said. I'll probably send you a link to that video, man. Like I don't know, you probably might know who the guy is. He always like wears the masks. He wears a mask, like one of those, ski masks that most movies show where they're robbing a liquor store or doing a bank job or something like that. Um, this is the same like when things first come out. People get mad at TV, playing games, the transition from physical art to digital art, everything. This is just another transition. With time, the environmental impact will be reduced. I genuinely see no reason for them to be against the tools. They're just riding the bandwagon fallacy. Yeah, the problem with this way of thinking is that it's a popular take. And it's funny because they teach these things at school too. Which funny enough, like if you like go to school, uh like for example, my wife's little brother, like teach they start teaching AI tools. It is a brand new technology, but if you know how to use it and do it correctly, it's fine. And I know people are gonna give me shit for my stuff, but quite frankly, I don't give a fuck. I'm doing it for me and I'm doing this for fun. Like I'm not looking to make millions of dollars off of this or a lot of money off of this. I mean, if I do, that's great. Don't get me wrong. That'd be awesome, but that's not the reason why I did it. Um like as if their respect is going to pay for the animation team. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, they wouldn't pay it. And plus like I don't know. I'm not one of these people that's gonna start a fucking crowdfunding thing. Like, I could do that, I guess, but I don't know. To me, that's just like if I were to just, I might as well go out and beg on the street. Like, I'm not gonna have people, you know, waste their money just so that way they can give me money to start an animation or whatever. But yeah. So anyway, that's enough of my rant. So that's basically how you do that. I'll probably make another video in the future to maybe show it from scratch or something, on how to, start a brand new project. So, yeah. But anyway, like I said, don't forget to check out the Pivotal Studio. He's got some great content on his channel. They may not be 20 minutes, but they are entertaining to watch. It's very, very entertaining. So I would say check out the minisodes. Also check out just check out his channel. Just check out his videos. They're really good quality stuff, man. Then using Pro. That's you're gonna notice that he uses Pro because the quality is just amazing. The explosions, the characters getting shot in the neck, the action fighting sequences and things like that. It's pretty cool, man. Pretty cool. All right. Well, thanks a lot for coming on to my live stream, Pivotal Studio. And oh, thanks for the shout out, Riker. Another amazing live stream, some great information indeed, and some hilarious laughs. I appreciate that I made you laugh. So and yeah, and when this becomes a video, feel free to like it, I guess, and hopefully this will give you guys some kind of an information and hopefully more 20-minute episode shows will come out because quite frankly, I think I've only seen about maybe a few that made 20-minute episodes. I'm not, like I said, I'm not counting the ones that are only that are an hour and a half to 2 hours because those are some weird random stuff that I've watched. I don't know. You'll know what I'm talking about. It's the ones that like have a basically a description for the title. I don't count those. But yeah, there's like I said, there's a couple that do 20-minute episodes and yeah, I want to see more out there. yeah, there you go. All right, take care, guys. Appreciate it. Appreciate the support, the love, and the support. And I'm gonna continue making these until I am dead in the ground, and until nuclear explosions happen. There you go. All right, take care. Bye bye.